There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Darcy Groton. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I've been working the business a little over 2 years. I joined October 2015. I was an elementary Montessori school teacher before this. Loved my job, loved kids. I love Montessori. This was definitely not my life plan, but when things fall in your lap, I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. So I kind of just went with it. I was looking for help for my daughter. She was really struggling with some candida yeast overgrowth in her digestive system from being on antibiotics as a baby with ear infection after ear infection. I had no clue about probiotics at the time. I didn't know I needed to replenish. So we wound up with her being like 6 and 7, really struggling with belly aches every time she ate, lots of yeast infections, and I didn't know what to do with her. The normal pediatrician didn't really have any answers. And so I finally took her to a holistic whole health specialist, and they informed me about candida yeast overgrowth. And I kind of dove into like mama bear research. Like, we already ate really clean and organic, and we're, relatively healthy. I live in Camden, Maine. We're outside a lot. So I just kind of dove into research. And as I'm researching about the gut and candida yeast and good microbes and bad microbes, I started to see my close friend posting about Plexus ProBio 5 in my news feed. And of course was super skeptical, like I'm sure many of you were when your friends started sharing with you. I didn't know what it was. I didn't quite understand it. I thought it was about weight loss, but the pink drink especially, but that one ProBio 5 post, it always caught my eye because it meant back then we could mention the word candida yeast. We didn't have compliance at the time. And so finally, after 4 months of struggling with Nora and watching Laura, I finally reached out and said, tell me about this stuff because I think it could really help my daughter, and we're struggling. We're on expensive probiotics. They're not working. How is yours different? Long story short, we got talking, and she was like, well, how are you? And I'm like, oh, normal, right? I'm exhausted. I'm a mom. I live on sugar. I'm teaching. I can barely get up at night after I tuck my kids into bed. I'm just struggling. I feel like I'm failing in every aspect of my life, but this is what it's like being a mom, right? This is what it's like. And she was like, it's actually not what it's supposed to be like. And you probably have a lot of stuff going on in your gut too. And if you're exhausted, maybe you look into the pink drink and blood sugar balancing, blah, 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 blah. So she convinced me to buy wholesale and try it as well. And within 3 weeks, Nora was feeling so much better. I can remember the day she called down from the bathroom and said, Mom, I'm going pee and it's not even burning. And it was just like, life's like, what it's like to have, I'm sure you've all had yeast infections. Like, it was just changed our life and me as well. Like 10 days in, I wasn't craving sugar. I was feeling brain fog lifted, awake. I just felt good. And I knew friends who needed what we had. And so without really even knowing I was working the business, I was like calling my friends who I thought needed this. And they fell in love with the products and they wanted to share. And then I called Laura back and said, when I got my first paycheck of it covered my products, it covered Nora's products, I bought products for my husband, and then I had some extra. I said, like, I was seriously, you guys, so selfish. Like, what if I could go shopping for myself? Like, what if I could buy clothes? We were on such a tight budget. Like, my husband was working at UPS in the mornings and part-time, trying to get his architecture license. And like, we were struggling financially. And so in my mind, it's like, gosh, if I could just go shopping, this would be fabulous. And it just continued to grow. The products worked and everybody was feeling better. And as a teacher, I'm that like helper, like, I just loved it. I love helping others. So it's grown and grown and grown kind of unexpectedly. End of my teaching year, I'd matched my salary, and my husband and I talked, and he said, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, like, I think you could do this with Plexus. So I work Plexus full time. It's an absolute dream come true. And I've just been amazed. So my story long, sorry. You want to share yours, Emily, or do you want me to keep rolling?
Oh yeah. My name is Emily Fiddle. Oh geez, sorry you guys, my computer is like dead and I'm trying to keep it plugged in and it's a little awkward. So I actually was extremely skeptical. I had done network marketing in the past and I felt like I had like failed at network marketing in the past and I swore it off. I was never going to do it again. In fact, when my friend started posting about Plexus on Facebook, I felt really sorry for her. I'm like, oh, that's so lame. Like, nobody's going to buy your pink drink. I was so negative, you guys. And the next thing I knew, people were buying her pink drink. I remember being at birthday parties, and it was my friend Tiffany who was the one who started posting about it. And I remember kind of rolling my eyes when she walked into this birthday party thinking, uh-oh, now we all have to hear about Plexus, right? But Tiffany never talked about Plexus. People had been watching her Facebook posts, and by the end of the birthday party, all of the moms were around her asking questions, and she was, helping them get their orders in. And I was like, wait, this is different. This feels different than what I remember from network marketing, feeling like I was like grasping at my friends and trying to get them to hear about my products, and just had a different vibe. People were coming to her. And then she was so healthy and happy. And I don't know. I kind of felt jealous. I'm not going to lie. I was jealous of her. And then life happened where we were put in a really scary place financially. I, like Darcy, was a teacher. I was a special education elementary school teacher, and I loved my job, but I missed my kids every day. And we had just adopted a little boy. That's a whole nother story, but he was 19 months old when we adopted him, and we were struggling to bond because of that age and all of the stuff with it. And on top of that, all of the debt we went into being able to pay for all the adoption costs. So it was just extremely stressful. And I remember it was kind of like everything made sense. Plexus could be the answer to all of the issues we were having. And my husband was struggling with some health concerns. So once I finally opened my heart and my mind and sat down with my two best friends who were already starting to be successful with the business side, and said, okay, make me a stupid pink drink and tell me what this is. And when they did, I was blown away because the products were not what I thought. I assumed they were some sort of like chemical filled, like weight loss, whatever, kind of like Darcy said. When I heard about probiotics and understood why these were different, why these were plant-based and natural, and they could really balance the body from the inside out, my interest was piqued. But then when I saw the compensation plan and how you get paid and how different it was from my old company, I was like, this could be the answer. I can be a stay-at-home mom. Like, we can do this. So my two best friends and I kind of locked arms, and we, I think we're not as many people start this way, but we had really big goals on the business side from the get-go. And it happened. It changed everything for my family. Within, I guess, 9 months, I met my full-time teaching income, and I was able to resign and be home with my babies. And it just went up from there. So anyway, it's been incredible. But I think what people don't realize is, kind of like Darcy was saying at the beginning, having you guys actually connect with one another as brand new ambassadors, the friendships and the enrichment to your life on so many different avenues is what people don't understand until they experience it. So we're so excited for you guys to be plugged into this and to start to experience not just the benefits from the products, but the benefits from being involved with Plexus, the health and happiness company, and feeling both sides of that. So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't know Darcy at all if it wasn't for Plexus. I adore Darcy. I love meeting new people, but I feel like the people that are attracted to this business seem to have incredible hearts and just good quality people.
Yep, I agree. Totally agree. Yep, like mindset. It's so much about helping others. I love it. It's so natural. Okay, so I want to just quickly talk about the products that you're probably I'm assuming most of you might have ordered the triplex, maybe a few other things. I know that's a very popular start. It kind of does everything that we, are usually looking for health. So I want to say, be consistent, be patient. It does take time to heal. Water consumption is really important to flush toxins. You might want to change some of your eating habits if the products are helping you not crave sugary things or crave water. Let your body follow what your body is telling you. It is important, I think, also to move your body a little bit, whether it's just a walk or a few times a week, getting an exercise regimen once you have that new energy, hopefully, from the product. So kind of get these healthy habits into place. Stay in communication with your sponsor. We are totally here to help you. The products might need to be tweaked. Your body's going to detox and it's going to cleanse. And these are really good signs when you start to see some of these symptoms, though they can be alarming. They're good signs that the products are working. So I remember being a little bloated in the beginning, gassy, some headaches. And I just kept checking in with Laura and asking her what's going on. And she kind of guided me through it. And I am glad that I stuck with it. But you might see some changes when you're detoxing. And so just trust the process, because it can look a little messy the first couple of weeks, which is why we say, 60, 90, 120 days is really what you want to give these products. They're not a quick fix. They are a heal from the inside. So make sure you understand the schedule, all that kind of stuff. You can alter the taste of the pink drink if you're not loving it. I love it. Some people put a little lemon in it, lime. Some people put apple cider vinegar in there as a little splash. You can alter your taste, check in with your sponsor as well. So the goal eventually for most people, and again, you may be on a different regimen with your sponsor, but the goal is to really get up to 4 probiotics for a month at night eventually. This took me a good 3 months to finally get to that place, but that's your real cleansing of candida and yucky fungus. And the good stuff coming in. So that's kind of your goal. And then some people go back to 2 for maintenance after that month. I live at 3. It's where I feel the best. But again, these are not a one size fits all. They're very, people take different amounts of BioCleanse. Some people take 2 and they're normally eliminating. Some people take 6 and they're normally eliminating. So that's a really important part of the process, though, is you need to be eliminating before you start your ProBio 5, because before the probiotics, the enzymes start breaking down the bad stuff, you want to be making sure you're getting that stuff out of your system. So yeah, just make sure you touch base, keep in contact. What I love about the products in general is that they just do everything that we want. They're most health connections today, energy issues, weight issues, are related to blood sugar regulation, gut health, and decreasing inflammation in the body. And Triplex tackles all of that. And often, if you are struggling with digestive issues, you have not been absorbing your nutrients the way your body is meant to, because your gut has been wonky. So the next product you all should add into your regimen, if not already, is X Factor, whether it's X Factor Original or X Factor Plus. Triplex and X Factor we call the Fab 4, and I believe it is the 4 products that really everyone needs to be on, because once you've cleansed and gotten rid of all the bad stuff, you're healing your gut, you want to bring back in the good nutrients that you are lacking. So, the B vitamins are so important, all that stuff. So that's kind of like health talk. I'm sure you guys have all heard that from your sponsors, but that's a little bit of that. And Emily's going to kind of go over a little bit of the business side, just because it's helpful if that's an avenue you're looking to go down.
Yeah, and what Darcy said about communicating with your sponsor is truly the key. And that's on not just the products, but also just being welcomed into the business. So hopefully you've had, or you've at least set up a welcome call or somehow communicated with maybe your sponsor and their sponsor. We want to make sure that you feel totally welcomed and plugged into this Plexus community. Like we were saying, it's those relationships that are a big part of this. Also, as you're starting your products, you want to be around those like-minded people who are cheering you on for your success and want you to feel better. So plugging into that will create that community for you. So anyway, so excited for all of those things. Like I said, I was super passionate about the business and I had really big goals from the get-go. Guys, that's not where everybody needs to be. I want you to know that whatever you want to do with this is 100% your journey and you will never feel pressure. However, we are so passionate about the business side because not all of us, like Darcy, she wasn't open to it. This is not something she was seeking. This is not something she was even looking at the beginning. It just organically happens when you are loving these products so much. Let's be honest, most of the people on this call, we're women. We talk about things we love, and that is what happens when you start feeling your best. You can't help but just like shout it from the rooftops. And if you're not, people are noticing you and they're like, what are you doing? What's happening? Why do you have all this energy? So you're going to ultimately end up telling people about Plexus anyway. However, with all of that being said, I want you guys to know that this group specifically is in a very unique position. In fact, I think it's the only group we can say this to. February has an incentive from corporate that we've never seen before. And it's really perfect for you as a newer ambassador. Okay. So this is what it is. Getting 3 friends to join you. And that doesn't mean that they want to like jump into the business. That means they want the deepest discount on the products and they're willing to try them. If you can find 3 friends to do that, and I want you guys to not even think about like, you don't have to go through and start, messaging people on Facebook. This is like putting a post out there and seeing who is curious or interested, letting them message you, just putting it out there and saying, hey, I'm super excited about this new journey I started. My friend introduced me to it, and give your friend a shout out. My friend Mary introduced me to it. She's has more energy, sleeps better at night, and her anxiety is totally she's healed from a lot of anxiety issues. I'm super excited to see what it does for me. Who else wants to try? And a post like that, people will come to you. Like I was talking about at the beginning, Tiffany, people came to her. So that would be a great way to do it. Or those people that you're like super comfortable with, your mom, your sister, your sister-in-law, your best friend. Getting those 3 people join you is going to be incredibly lucrative. And like I said, not at all normal. This is a huge incentive going on right now. So what it is if you can get 3 friends to join you, you will rank up to the rank of silver. Okay, so silver just means that you have 3 friends. They're going to pay that $34.95 like you did, and they'll get their welcome pack. Now, I want you to know that we get paid in Plexus up to 5 times a month. So every week you get a bonus check. So when your friend buys their welcome pack, you're going to get a $25 bonus at least just from them buying the welcome pack, okay? So if you get 3 friends to do that, that's $75. That's amazing. This is where it gets amazing or even better. Once you get 3 friends to do that this month, all within February, you get a bonus of $100. Well, Plexus decided to double that bonus over the next 2 months. So you get another bonus of $50. And then as long as your 3 friends are still taking the products and you guys, all 4 of you still order in March, you get another $50 bonus. So you guys, that all adds up to, what is that? Oh, well, $225 for this month. That well overpays for your products this month. And then if you again order in March with your 3 friends, you get another $50 bonus. That's $275 in 2 months. Guys, that's incredible. And like I said, this is not like something we do every month. This is special. And so I want you guys to really, truly consider just sharing and having. And here's the coolest part. This is my favorite part of Plexus, and I think this is where people are so successful at the beginning. It's because when I talk to people, the first thing they say is, I don't know anything. I'm afraid to share. I don't know what to say. Here's the thing. You don't have to know anything. Your job is to connect your friends and family to your sponsor on a 3-way message. And as soon as you do that, that's the best way for you to learn, is to hear your sponsor talk to your friend and say, how are you feeling? What are you hoping Plexus can help you with? And you hear how your sponsor talks through product recommendations, purchasing recommendations, and getting them the best deal. And then you get to reap the benefits on the financial side of it. And you've just learned how comfortable it is to have those conversations. So I want you guys to know this is not scary. And again, there's no pressure. It's just, if you want that extra money, this is the perfect time to do it. And pressure's off of you. Reach out to your sponsor and be like, hey, dude, I just got off this orientation and I'm ready to go silver. Can you help me? That's where your sponsor is going to be incredible at helping you get plugged in and helping you be successful this month. So, Darcy, what else did you want me to share? I'm like so excited. I'm like, you guys are so
So I don't know if all of you have been into your back office. So you go to plexusworldwide.com, you log in with your email and your password, and that's kind of like your back office area. So over on the side, there's 3 lines, and one of them is your training center. And so back there is Rank Up Roadmap. So corporate put together an amazing collection of videos so that, we don't have to know it all. It's all there on how to begin, how to share. There's all kinds of tips and videos and worksheets. So I would highly suggest getting into your Rank Up Roadmap and just clicking around, watching some of the videos. There's some great videos. The first one, Emily, is right at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of elusive because it doesn't have the video link or anything. It just says play video. So yeah, when you click on Rank Up Roadmap and you click on Road to Silver, it'll come up and it's the kind of big, screen at the top that says push play or whatever. That video is our friend Jen, who we adore. She's actually one of the top earners in the whole company, but you guys, you wouldn't know it if you met her. She's like the most kind, humble person on earth. And she has a great kind of welcome video that I think would be wonderful for you guys to just hear and listen. I have to give a little shout out, you guys. Not only have you joined on the perfect timing for this incredible deal to go silver, you also have joined on an amazing team. I love, love, love this group. You guys have a close, tight-knit team. And the thing that's unique about this team is you truly love helping others. And you can see the heart in this team. So anyway, and we didn't really go into this, but Megan, who is I sponsored, she's an Emerald Ambassador as well. And she and Darcy, we're going to do this call together tonight. And Megan is not feeling well. She thinks she ate something yucky. So anyway, some food poisoning or something. So I am lucky enough to be on this call, but I just have to give Megan and Darcy a shout out and tell you that you guys have some amazing this team.
Thanks, Emily. Thanks for hopping on tonight too. So hopefully this is a little bit of just understanding how to begin, check up your rank up roadmap. Please just use us as resources, your sponsors. We are here to help you. We were all in your shoes. We all felt like, I don't know what to do. You might hear some questions from your friends and family who might be skeptical. And that's where it's great to loop us into conversations and just say, don't call us your sponsor, your upline. Just say, my friend Darcy or my friend whoever has been doing this a little bit longer than me. I'm really just beginning, and they'll be able to answer all your questions. So if they start asking about cost, or is it safe, or is it, is it a pyramid scheme, or all those questions that sometimes people come up with, what is in it? What are the ingredients? Just loop them in. Say, hey, great questions. I'm going to loop you into my friend in a 3-way, Facebook Messenger chat, and they can answer the questions. And like Emily said, we'll take over the conversation, and you can learn watching us. So also, I wanted to just say real quick, February 15th, we have an online event. They're fabulous. They're just a collection of videos and info posts. They're a Facebook event. You can add your people to it. I always like to reach out and ask personally first, hey, I started this new health journey. I'm going to hop on this online event tonight to learn more and didn't know if you wanted to join me. If they say yes, then you add them to the event, maybe send them the link. So we never just dump a bunch of people into an event. We always like to reach out personally and invite them, make it a connection, see if they're interested. Again, we're not a pushy team. We want to make connections. So that's wonderful. Those happen every single month, and they're a great way to get people in. If you don't know all the answers, that's a great forum for education. And then the last thing I wanted to share is a story about a coffee waitress, because I think this really helped me in the beginning. I had a hard time disconnecting my personal feelings of rejection if someone said no to me. And when somebody told me the coffee waitress story, it really helped me. So they talked about there's an amazing coffee shop in town. It's the best coffee, right? So you and your friends go there because it's the best coffee, and you all sit down. The waitress comes over and she's like, obviously you're here for the coffee, right? It's the best coffee. You all want coffee, right? And your friend is like, oh yes, I do. That's why I'm here. Give me a cup. And your other friend is like, I'm actually going to take a cup of tea today. I don't feel like coffee. And you may be like, I had a cup at home. I just want a, muffin or whatever. Thanks. The waitress does not go back into the back room and wallow and cry because you all didn't order her coffee, right? There's no connection. Like, it's just, she's on to the next table asking if they want coffee because that's her job. It's so similar to what we do. We have an amazing product. I obviously believe so much in it. I love it. I think everyone should be on it, but not everyone is ready when I first approach them. So, you may get people who aren't ready yet, and they may be ready. I mean, Maureen, can I use your story as an example?
Yes, you can.
Maureen and I have been talking for 2 years. 2 years. She wasn't ready, and we've been connected as friends, and we used to work together. We used to teach Montessori together. So, she's been so supportive and, likes my posts and messages me and congratulates me, and she's been wonderful. And we've checked in. How are you? How are your kids? How's your health? How are you doing? And, I've poked a little info at her every once in a while, and she just wasn't ready. And last month, she was ready. She was ready for a new health journey, and she reached out and said, I'm ready. Thank you for not pushing me. I had to wait till I was ready. So, I just put it out there because we're asking if people want our coffee. And if they don't, that's okay. They might want it next week or next month or next year. And we just have to keep sharing, right? Keep sharing what we know about gut health and blood sugar regulation, and move on to the next table to ask them if they want some coffee. So that really helped me in the beginning, disconnect my personal, they're not rejecting me. They just don't want coffee today. I always keep that in my head. So I hope that helps. Do you guys have any questions for us while we have you on here? Just at all? I know it is getting late.
One thing I wanted to add after Darcy told that story, because I love that story too, but her coffee waitress was very enthusiastic about the coffee. And I love that because that's a part of the story too, right? If you're excited, maybe your friend that came that ordered tea had never been to this coffee place, and she's like, wow, that waitress says it's the best coffee. The next time her friend's like, do you know of a good place for coffee? She's going to remember that waitress and be like, hey, go to that place for coffee, right? So maybe it's not even your friend who's not ready for Plexus, who's not interested, but they might think of you the next time that one of their friends is struggling with their health in some way. So it's also that, that excitement that can share, that brings other people to share.
Well, great. We really, really appreciate you guys taking your time tonight and hopping on and plugging in. And just keep up with the team pages. I know there can be a lot of information, but it's good information. And just kind of plug in, check it out. And yeah, when you're ready to work the business side or share, we're all here to support you. We're all here. So any of us. And
welcome to the team, guys.
Yeah, welcome to the team. Totally welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Good night, everyone. Nice to see you.
Good night. Thank you both.
Yes, Maureen. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye-bye.